The British and European Car Show for 2020 is presented by the Association of Motoring Clubs. With around 2,000 cars in attendance and beautiful sunshine, it promises to be a very enjoyable day. The cars on display range from this 1909 Minerva Type R through to cars of the 2000s. Held at the Yarra Valley Horse Racing Track, the event is supported by the RACV. That stands for the Royal Automobile Club of Victoria.
We did one, this a long time ago. I'm probably talking about the recent one we were away.
MGs feature heavily in today's event, and the MG Car Club of Victoria will be conducting their annual Concords.
Have a chat to the MG racing guys, ask them what they do.
That's right.
And also with the competition people as well. Have a chat to them.
There's an extensive array of T-Series MGs, certainly from TCs to TFs, and there could be some TAs and TBs about here as well.
Get involved in the club.
Fuel line comes on that side.
I don't know where the fuel line. I can see it here. That's a big blower front six on the one wheel.
Here is a very presentable TF 1500 with a little badge that informs us it has been supercharged.
I see a few people now coming. For those that are in that third and fourth, there's one car in the fourth row. We need all these cars moved. So bring your car down to the winner's circle.
Present is a large range of early MGs whose designations cover almost every letter in the alphabet.
The owner of the T668
There is an MGTC and resplendent in blue, an MGTD, both in the process of restoration.
as soon as possible, please.
Not many MGAs in attendance. This one is sporting a bored and stroked MGB engine and a Nissan gearbox. The MGB was by far the most prevalent car of the day, with rows of them stretching into the distance. I didn't count them, but there must have been in excess of 100.
For all your judges out there, so you're watching the clock. We need you to hopefully finish by around about 11:45. So please, as soon as you've finished, bring those class boards back up to Marg and Jan at the registration 66894.
This white MG is certainly a showstopper and has been restored to a very high standard.
whole front is new.
Walter Magilton, a stalwart of the MG Car Club, was on hand to present some trophies. Rubber bumper MGBs were not so popular in days past, but there were quite a few in attendance. Possibly some are US imports. Moving away from MGs now, Triumphs were quite prolific, with TRs, Triumph 2000s, Triumph Stags and Spitfires on display. This Stag has the original V8 engine that was extremely unreliable when the Stag was first released. Staying on the sports car theme, there were quite a few Morgans in attendance, ranging from the early 4.4 to the V8 model in a range of colours. Not a Morgan, but a British-built Tri-King three-wheeler with a Motor Guzzi V-twin motorcycle engine. A few Aston Martins. Attention, is there a Mr. Bond here? If Sir would like a roller, we have a few in stock. Or maybe a Ferrari for Sir. The ever-popular Austin Healey Sprite from Mark 1 through to Mark 4, and maybe an MG Midget hiding amongst them. This is a rare Italian Innocenti 950. They used Austin Healey Sprite mechanicals. An Austin 12 amongst various Austin A40s and a lovely A30 van. Big Austin Healey owners were out in force with early BN1s and various 6-cylinder models on display. And then there were Peugeots with this 404 Cabriolet, 203s, 504s, 403s and basically any three numbers with the 0 in the middle. and for something completely different, a pre-1950 Singer 9 Roadster. This is a nicely presented and not so common 1951 standard Vanguard utility. A couple of Jowett Javelins sandwiching a Jowett Jupiter. An absolutely beautiful 1928 4.5 litre Bentley. Not a Goggo Dart, but a Daimler Dart. Not that common in Australia. The Daimler DB18 Special Sport is a photo opportunity. Then there's a Daimler Conquest from the 1950s. Relaxing in the sun is a neat Morris 840. Alongside the Morris 840 is its grandfather, the Morris Cowley, very popular with doctors in early years. The ladies are walking by Mercedes, probably 280 SLs. To create a bit of variety, a Cobra replica and a Caterham 7. Hardly British or European, a Buick Straight 8, but a nice car to see nevertheless. Some more rollers, then moving on to Riley's. Here is a beautiful and rare RMD drophead alongside an RMB series that was quite popular in Australia. Quite sleek and fast in their day. I think this is a Riley 9 from the mid-30s or thereabouts. This lovely looking Riley is intriguing. It is vaguely similar to a 2.5 litre Riley Roadster. Maybe it's a custom built body. And now a car for a saint to drive, a white Volvo P1800. Moving on, a stretch Volvo to die for. They say it wasn't the cough that carried him off, it was the coffin they carried him off in. Here, a tale of two Wolsleys. On the left, a Wolseley 680, very popular in English police shows. With its bonnet up, we can see its 2.2 litre single overhead cam engine. It's a hot day, so it needs a drink. Next to it is an Austin 1800 masquerading as a Wolseley. A green Wolseley 690, and alongside is a 1934 Wolseley Hornet Special with a Roots supercharger nestled in the front. I'm not sure what the plural of Elvis is, but here we have various models from staid versions to quite sporty models. Moving right along, there is an Armstrong Siddeley Sapphire and a Railton. The Railton was built in England, but used American 6-cylinder and 8-cylinder Hudson engines. I didn't see what this one had installed. A gaggle of minis, anyone? A pleasing Jensen Healey and a captivating Jensen 541 sit side by side. Also there is a Jensen Interceptor sporting its substantial Chrysler V8 engine. As the sign says, a Lotus Cortina, and various Ford, Zephyrs and Zodiacs, very popular cars in Australia. A collection of Roots Group products with the Humber Ambulance, Singer Gazelle, Sunbeam Talbot and Sunbeam Rapier. A couple of Sunbeam Alpines. Passing is a Mark 1 with upswept rear mudguards, almost tail fins. And then the later version where they had trimmed down the rear mudguards. It's been a very enjoyable day. There were so many cars that it was impossible to get around them all. So now we can start looking forward to next year's event.